bloomerinos. Look what we're making for our front door. Do you want to make one with me? Come on, I'm going to show you how. All right, y'all, we're going to start off by prepping our base. And this time we're going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue and we're going to use some hot glue, okay? I'm using just a little bit of foam. This is a floral foam and it's kind of the dense foam. It's a perfect one to use for any projects that we're using artificial flowers with. So it's dense and it's not sandy or crumbly. It's not made for water. It's for artificial flowers. And we just need a small little block of it. And my plan is to put that up here a little bit off center. You do have to think about we can't put all the weight on one side or it will hang crooked. So keep that in mind when you're creating. But I like it. I like things not so matchy-matchy. So I'm going to start with a little Gorilla Glue up here, like right above the holly leaf, right on this edge. Generally, if you can catch a little edge and a little bit of other elements in the design, it kind of will help it stay on there better. So I'm putting some hot glue on now. I'm dipping that in my glue pot. If you don't know what a glue pot is, just ask here and we'll share a video with you so you can learn all about our electric glue pot skillet. And you see I'm just kind of putting that off center a little bit. And while that starts to set up, we're going to start to make our design on here. I'm going to start off with our greenery first, and we're using this really beautiful snowy eucalyptus. So it's a nice, pretty snowy green. It'll help pick up this pretty green here, which we already know looks good with this color combo with the gold around the edge. So I'm going to take and cut these all off this bush right here, and we'll get this prepped. Some of these we're going to use long, some of them we're going to use shorter. So I'm just trimming everybody off. And when I'm teaching in design school how to create the beautiful floral designs we do, we talk about creating the perimeter with the greenery. And generally we do that first on most projects, but sometimes you might add greenery at a different point. But here we're going to do it first. So I'm going to take my first piece and hopefully this has gotten set up. And I'm going to kind of come right down here on my left to start out shaping up my base, okay? So even though I want to do what we call breaking the plane of one item and bringing it over, I don't want to cover up all the words. I like for it to kind of dabble in the word area, but not completely cover it up. So I'm going to do two of these that are about the same length. I'm just trimming them down. And that way I've got some little pieces like this to come back and use later. I'm going to put this one on the right. That one's on the left, and we're just kind of doing what we call mirror placement right now. If you put it on the left, you put it on the right, going back and forth. All right, let's put a little bit more greenery in, and let's just go right beside where we put the other, coming a little bit more this way, a little bit down to the right. Now come back to your left, come on back to your left, and we're gonna work. I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that little section off, and now I'm gonna go up a little higher here. So basically when you're floral designing, you're going to create lines and you want to create depth and dimension, and all of that helps a look come together. You see what we've got going? And we're going to stop there with the snowy greenery for right now because we'll bring some more of that back in the design a little bit, but that's a good baseline. Next, we've got our fun bell pick. I love this one because these bells are of course going to give a jingle jangle when it's on the door. You got the pretty metal there, you pick up the metal from there. So whenever you see me designing, there's a lot of thought put in a design because we need the whole look to kind of come together with the materials. And that's how you get a more designer look, a polished look, when you follow the directions I'm giving you to help put these things together. Better off, grab a kit from us whenever we have kits available because those help make it super easy to kind of get a look going. We're going to shake hands with this just like we would in design school. So you're going to take your time, just like I teach my Keleas bloomerinos. You have to take your time and you have to be patient. You're paying for really nice, beautiful quality florals, but if you don't take the time to fluff out each section, then you are going to be frustrated in the look you're getting. If you just leave it all clumped up, we want to take and separate them into beautiful sections. That's what we just did there. Now this piece is going to go right here and kind of pop over to the right. We're going to have, oh my gosh, I love that we have this holly in here. I look for such beautiful holly, and that holly is just popping right out of there. All right, now let's come on either side with the other two bell sprays. And I'm shaping it out again. We're going to come in over here, going to the right. I love that. We'll just keep touching it up, pushing these into the foam. sure that bell's in there really good. He is. I'm going to tuck him right there. And then our third bell spray is going to kind of come down this way, right here between those greeneries. We're going to tuck that in. These kind of projects are a blast because they're not going to take a big commitment for you if you're just trying out this hobby for the first time. This is pretty simple. You don't have to go purchase a bunch of stuff. You're just going to need some hot glue. You're going to need a little bit of foam, and then you can snag a kit or grab the supplies from us and it'll come right to your door, and you're not running around crazy trying to find everything. All right, you can see what a great base we have going. Now we're going to put a bow on there. We made this bow in another video, so the link for this bow is here in the supply list for this project. And all I'm going to need to do is I'm going to add it to a little piece of wire called a U-pin. We have a cable tie there in the back, and I'm going to be able to tie that right onto my little U-pin, okay? It's a little metal pin shaped in a shape of a U, and it is found in the floral section of most of your craft stores. Now I'm going to take and put it right in the center, okay? And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. So I'm going to put a little glue on my U-pin and just tuck that puppy right in there. Up over here. You're looking so pretty, girl. You beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then that just pops right there. Isn't that cute? I love this. I love when it comes together just how I hope it's going to come together. Because we've got this metallic ribbon, we've got the metallic in the bells, and then we've got the beautiful sheen of the enamel look sign. It all just pulls together so pretty. All right, so now we need to go ahead and start to tuck in around the bow. So remember our smaller pieces of the eucalyptus that's glittered. We're going to start to put those in and around here, okay? So let's put a couple coming down first. Oh yeah, perfect. And we're going to start to watch our glue strings. They'll pull right off this sign if they get on there. It's no big deal. But you want to put these right at the transition of the bow. And let's have one maybe come down a little bit. We got our cute little bell hanging out here. We can move her more to the middle if we want. I think that's always kind of cute. Just wiggle it over, let it kind of come out the middle of the bow. Now I let a little greenery come down. I like that. But if you want it a little shorter, you can always come in and just like take off a couple of leaves. Like boom, a little less. No big deal. Do a little haircut. All right, and I'm going to come up above and we're going to pop a little in here, and you can kind of see how it's starting to shape out. So we filled that in. We got our fun bells. But we're not done. We have a berry pick. And the reason we're going to use the berry pick in here too, it's got a little bit of frosty, icy snow, so it matches this look. We're going to use this to bring that red color in the bow into the greenery a little bit. So I'm going to just take this really quickly and we're going to just tear. And generally when you tear, you get longer stems where the wires kind of come down. And we're going to do that. There you go. And I'll pull my little holly leaves off. And then I'll leave this little top part as one cluster. Pull that out. And I can just trim that. Now when you do tearing like that, you got to clean up those edges always. And now I'm ready to put some of these berries in and these little pine cones right between where we have the bells. So I'm going to take this first piece right here and we're going to use it right up the middle because it's just a perfect spot. Just lay that right on top of that eucalyptus we had already put in. And I'm just going to hold on to my foam while I'm pushing it in so I don't get overly aggressive and go crazy, because that glue is still kind of warm from when we put it on there. Okay, that looks really pretty right up the middle. And now let's go here. I'm going to separate the berries out. This one's like a cluster of 3, so we can separate that. So we'll have a couple of these. These could kind of come down from the center. Get a good amount of glue on these wires, because that will help it stay better, because they're kind of a thinner wire. They're going to go into the foam nicely, but you need to make sure you're getting a good amount of glue. Oh, put that layer that right in there. Ooh, ooh, it's breaking the plan of the ribbon. Na, 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 na. Oh gosh, I love that. Okay, we went that way. Now let's go this way. And let's work between these clusters. And I'm going to use one berry over here between these two. We're just going to tuck that in pretty. And then let's do a little bit over here. It's a little bit fatter berry. I'm going to have that one come there. And this one has a cool twig that we're going to use too. Look at this twig. It's kind of a reddy brown. So I'm just going to make my own little cluster. Just going to twist these together. Comes out this side. And I'll curl those just up on my finger and I get that really pretty fun curl. Let's bring that over right in here. Oh my gosh. Doing all this detail work is so fun, so relaxing. Yes, and it kind of sprays down a little bit more. We've got one pine cone here that I know will look super cute tucked by that bow. So I'm going to trim that down. And he's going to go right in here. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun making this. I think you're going to probably keep this for yourself because these are adorable. Adorable. All right, now I'm going to take my little last piece of the eucalyptus, and what I want you to do is cut this into little single or double sections, really small. And our job is to now go in and fill anywhere we've got little holes or we need a little touch of that glittery part. And just take your time and fill this right in to kind of camouflage your foam behind. Walk on either side, take a look. Okay, how's it look from underneath? Where do I need to add a little bit more? Once you do that, you're going to come up with the cutest looking ornament that you've ever seen. And who doesn't love "Have yourself a merry little Christmas"? Isn't that perfect? It's a perfect saying for the beautiful holiday season. And I think you've got it. You got it. You could do this. You can snag a kit from us or grab the supplies to make your own. And you too can have yourself a merry little Christmas and make this right along with me. Have fun with flowers, and I'll see you next time.